Hello everybody, and welcome back to Random Vids. So, about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago actually, I made a video where I talked about my top 3 least favorite and my top 3 favorite videos that I have done on my YouTube channel. Cause actually, if you have never known, quick little history lesson here, I started this YouTube channel May 14th, 2020. And what is it now? It's February of 2024, so it's almost 4 years. That's crazy. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting because I ended up making a video in 2021 talking about my 3 least favorite videos I did and my 3 favorite videos I did. I'm going to kind of do a video sort of like that, except this time I'm going to be, it's going to be a little different. This time around, I'm going to be focusing on 1 year, 2020. Yeah, no one's favorite year ever, and agreed, it ain't the best year ever, but hey, it wasn't terrible, but yeah, it wasn't the greatest year either. Anywho, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to look back on the videos that I did in the year 2020, decide what videos I enjoyed doing, ones that are fun to watch, and ones that, like, I think I did a good job on. And then other ones that I feel like are just too cringy, are bad ideas, ones that I dislike, etc. So let's kind of look through some of those videos that I made in 2020. So 2020, I did 2 seasons of Stuffed Animal Amazing Race, Mario Party 4 with the gameplay with the Mario characters, and I did Christmas Sitcom Season 1, as well as some other things here and there as well. So let's start off with some of my very first videos, aka Stuffed Animal Amazing Race Season 1, which is on my old channel, which got deleted. But anywho, you see, this season was pretty good, and it's hard to find a bad episode, but I think I can find let me find my least favorite episode. Alright, here we go. So this is Stuffed Animal Amazing Race Season 1, Episode 4. If you remember any time I talked about Stuffed Animal Amazing Race, I always say, by the time we get downstairs, it usually gets a little more dry, in my opinion. And that's where I'm like, okay, I just want to get the season done. Season 1 was like that too, but there was an episode that it's just one that I just got really bored of, and that was Episode 4. So if you remember back in Season 1, it was actually a little shorter than Seasons 2 and 3 because there was only 10 episodes opposed to 11, and that's because Leg 4 was a little different. So it starts off in the toy room, and then it ends up going into my room, and then it goes into the closet, and then it ends up going into the bathroom to finish the leg off. That's fine and all, but it just felt a little too long, and I wanted to add an extra leg. So for the other remainder seasons, my room ended up being the pit stop. But I don't know, for this leg, I don't know what it is about it. Something about it just seems so boring and dry. I remember this is when I started, like, losing motivation in Season 1, was this episode here. Although Episode 5 and 6 I remember were pretty fun, but 4 was just, I don't know. After Leg 3, the legs just became a little more boring in my opinion. I don't know what it was. I really don't know, but I just remember enjoying it less on Leg 4. Maybe just because I was just getting tired of doing it. Because in Season 1, I would just choose random days to do it. I didn't have any set days. I just did it a day I felt like doing it, and that was that. Although it's not a bad leg for sure, but I just felt like for funsies, let's choose my least favorite leg from Season 1, and Leg 4 is probably my least favorite, just because, like I said, that's the leg I remember. I don't know, I didn't really have much to do. The roadblock was nothing interesting. They just tried to find Yoshi in the closet, and then they went into the bathroom, and that was the pit stop. You see, I like it better now, where my room is the pit stop, and I don't have just this giant leg. I don't know. This leg was probably my least favorite from Season. It's not a bad video, but it's just, like I said, I wanted to challenge myself and try to find a bad episode from Season 1, and this was probably my weakest one. The next video that I'm putting on our lazy list is ranking Roblox Ripple minigames. So this was actually on my top 3 least favorite videos that I've ever done back in 2021, and 3 years later, I still agree with myself. This was the very first time that I ranked anything. I haven't ranked any TV shows yet, so I decided to rank Roblox Ripple minigames, which is such an odd choice to do. I don't know why I did, but I did anyway, and it didn't get a lot of views. It's a pretty pointless video. I find it very lazy. There's nothing interesting about this video at all. And I don't understand why I decided to talk about Roblox Ripple minigames of all topics that I could have talked about. Now, yeah, in 2021, then I started doing TV shows like The 101 Dalmatians, and then like Oliver Twist, and so on and so forth. And I think those were way better, and they actually got a lot of views. In fact, one of my most viewed videos on this channel is from the Dalmatian rankings. It got like over 1,000 views, which that's crazy. I didn't think any of my videos on this channel would ever reach 1,000 views, but that one and the one of the recent ones, ranking Mario Kart characters, that one got a lot of views too. Anywho, but ranking Roblox Ripple minigames, yeah, that's not going to get a lot of views at all, and it still hasn't. And this is one of the oldest videos on my channel, so this is around September of 2020, and I have the new channel and all, but I just didn't know what I wanted to make in between Stuffed Animal Amazing Race Season 1 and 2, so I did ranking Roblox. I just found it so lazy. I didn't even show the minigames at all for ranking. At least, like, here, when I'm talking about the worst videos, I'm showing you what videos I'm talking about. But yeah, this video, it's kind of pointless. I haven't seen it in a long... I've only seen it, like, one time, and that was, like, when I first made the video. I'm not deleting it, but there's no point of... It's just kind of a pointless video, but hey, it's here if you want to hear my ranking of Roblox Ripple minigames. It's cringy, it's kind of dumb, yeah. Nothing else I have to say about this one. I think we should move on. For Stuffed Animal Amazing Race Season 2, I decided to pick the cursed Episode 4 again, out of my least favorite from Season 2. Season 2 was actually a lot of fun. I remember enjoying this season a lot, and it was even harder than Season 1 to find, you know, a bad episode, but after rewatching it, I could easily say Episode 4 was yet again, the worst. I wouldn't say it was really the fall of me enjoying Season 2, because I still did really enjoy Season 2 throughout the whole season, but there's just something about Leg 4 that just seems a little off. Yet again, it's going from the toy room into my room, but this time around, there's a pit stop in my room, so yeah, it's a little different that time around, because I decided to add an extra leg. So at least it ain't ridiculously long. But man, if there was a cringy episode of Season 2, this would have to take the cake. Nothing at all really happens in this episode. They get to my room and they have a double roadblock for some reason. So, okay. Except at that point, I think I should have just made a detour instead of a double roadblock. And oh my goodness, that one roadblock is gonna scar me for life. So basically, they took a crane up to touch the light, or I think get a clue from the light. And well, the cringy thing is that I did a little section of Firefly Mario testing the roadblock out if you quote-unquote didn't know how the roadblock would go, which is oh so cringy to watch back. Why did I do that? Firefly Mario testing, when has he ever done that ever? It's just that leg. Oh my gosh, it was so cringy, and the only reason why I did that is probably just to show off the background music that I was using, because like I said, back then I didn't have a shorts channel, so, and I just randomly got in the mood to use this YouTube background music. So whenever I could, I used YouTube background music. I do not do that anymore, and because this channel also now is linked up to my phone, I can easily make shorts on my channel any day I want to. So I can make music videos then. I don't have to make Amazing Race Beam. That was the only problem about Season 2. And although I really enjoyed this season, this was probably the weakest leg. It's still not terrible, but definitely the most cringiest out of all the other legs. Oh god, the next video I have on my list is plushies dancing to background music. Remember how I was just talking about Season 2 on how I was using too much background music in it? Well, I made a whole video in the middle of the season focused on if my Mario plushies had a background music theme song. Okay, so in theory, this actually sounds like a pretty cool idea. What if the Mario characters had their own background music theme? Like, that'd be kind of cool, right? Except the way I did it was just so cringe. Because as you could tell from this video, I'm not doing much except making my plushies dance around and jump around to this music, and half the music doesn't even... I don't even think half this music even makes me think of these Mario characters. Some, sure, but some of them I just added just so it could play in the video. I do not know what kind of phase I was going through this time, but I was. And man, oh man, this video is probably the most cringiest thing I've ever made. Plushies dancing to background music. Why did I do that? I could have just made the plushies sit still, or could have simply just said, this is what Mario's theme song sounds. This is what Mario's background song sounds like, and then played it. This is what Luigi's background song played. Why did I have to show up? That's probably so much work on my end, too. Well, maybe back then I didn't have as many Mario plushies as I do now, but still, good lord, this video just does nothing but makes me cringe. Yet again, if I want to do the same idea nowadays, I'll just make a quick short. I'll do like Mario's theme song and then play it and have like a picture of Mario showing. That is way easier than whatever the heck this is, and it's less cringier too. The only good thing about this video is the music, but that's because it's YouTube. It's some of my favorite YouTube background music. So, but even then, why would I want to watch this cringy video when I can just watch it off YouTube anyway? And there's so many random mistakes I had in this video too. Like, I can still remember this. Bowser's song. Bowser had the wrong song playing at one point. And then for the Koopalings, I did all of them except for Lemmy. Now, obviously, Lemmy's my favorite character, but I did him separate and had separate music. Okay. That's an odd way to introduce my way of saying Lemmy's my favorite Koopaling. I should have just waited till I ranked all the Koopalings. That would have been a much better time. Okay, though, or just do all the Koopalings separate, but I was just too lazy to have any more songs. So I did all the Koopalings for one song, and then Lemmy for his own. Man, this video, watching it every time, just cringe. I do not know why I made the video like this. And then for Baby Peach, I made her say she lost her crown. There is so... oh my goodness. Even just looking at this footage is making me cringe, so I think we better move on. The next video from 2020 comes from the Christmas sitcom. So this was the first Christmas sitcom, because, I mean, this was the first year I was making YouTube videos. And good lord, this is the weakest out of the 4 seasons of Christmas sitcom. This is... oh my gosh. I don't know what it was, but a lot of these episodes in season 1 just felt so filler, and they weren't even that fun to do anyway. It was probably the fact that I was doing them most of the time, mostly every day, and as the season went on, I just ran out of ideas, and they got worse and worse and worse. And one of my least favorites to start off is A Day in a Life with Puppy Paws. You see, I didn't know... you see, I was going to do A Day in a Life with Daisy too, but I figured that's basically the same thing. So I did the one that I found a little more weaker, in my opinion. You see, what did I do with Puppy Paws? So A Day in Life with Puppy Paws, basically they move the whole Christmas sitcom to Puppy Paws' house. Fireflower Mario is not in this episode, so it's just Daisy and Puppy Paws. Okay, but you see, without Fireflower Mario to be the guy in the middle, Daisy is just, I don't know, too responsible in this episode, I guess. Not just this one, but also the Day in a Life with Daisy too. But both just seem like, I don't know, both are, you can tell, are very lazy. I would never make the whole scenery go anywhere else in any other season of Christmas sitcom, not even the second one. But season 1 was definitely the weakest season of Christmas sitcom anyway, and I started running out of ideas, so what did I do? Day in a Life with Puppy Paws, which shows off Puppy Paws' house and what he does, and I did that for a whole episode because I don't know what else to do. And what does this house look like, you may ask? A blanket. That's literally what it is, a blanket. And then I had a bathtub, too, apparently. Man, this episode is just so... It's not really cringy. Well, I guess it sort of is. Most of 2020 videos were pretty cringy. But, I mean, some of them were interesting, at least. This one just felt so dry. And you could tell it was one of those out-of-idea type episodes. And I did it just because I didn't know what else to do. And I was doing these basically every day. But, man, this is the only start of Christmas Sitcom Season 1. Prepare for some more episodes on this worst list. Let's take a break from Christmas sitcom, and let's talk about Cat Plays with a Bug. This just seems like more of a daily life forum, random vids type of video, and it shows. I don't know why I made this video. Was I bored one day and decided to make a video of how our cat plays with the bug? Because I've never done any other videos like this since. I don't know, there's just something about this video that I always just was like, it was kind of boring. And it is kind of boring. It's just the cat playing with the bug. Now, in 2021, I did end up making a video about what cat does when I'm not there video. But that one was a lot more enjoyable. Well, yeah, sure, the few little minutes of it where the cat actually does something is... At least that's something, I feel like. This one, it just feels like nothing. And then at one part, I just go and show the Christmas tree as well. You see, this is another one of those out-of-idea episodes, and I didn't do it just because I wanted to find something to do. I was just bored, and I wanted to make a video. And I made a video about the cat playing with the bug. And that is lazy. I don't know. I just never really enjoyed this video. It's not bad or anything, but it's just boring. Nothing else I have to say. Welcome back to the Christmas sitcom. It's just Firefly, Mario, and Puppy Paws this time around, and Daisy is nowhere to be found. But unlike normal episodes where she's just late or off goofing around, this time Daisy actually isn't in this episode. Man, oh man, the Christmas sitcoms just kept getting worse and worse as the season went on. So first, we talked about how Daisy and Puppy Paws do a sitcom without Mario. And now we have an episode focused on how Firefly, Mario, and Puppy Paws do a sitcom without Daisy. And man, this 6-minute video is full of nothing. And this is 6 minutes, too. I'm looking back on this, I'm like, holy cow, that's... Oh, man, oh, man. Also, I remember, I think it was in this video, or it might have been an earlier one, I talked about how this channel had 4 subscribers, which that's just so goofy to think, because now I'm at 51, which, once again, thank you all for subscribing. Anywho, sorry to get off topic there. Yeah, if you want to watch a Christmas sitcom that has nothing interesting at all in it, here you go. I don't know why I did this episode. I just figured, you know what? Firefly Mario was quote-unquote sick. Now it's Daisy's turn to be sick. And without the goofy Daisy being there, it just gets kind of boring, not gonna lie. Especially for 6 minutes. Even then, I've done 10-minute videos in later seasons, and even in the same season, and they were so much better than this one. Man, this is what you call a lazy Christmas sitcom. And I remember not enjoying it at all either. The title even sounds boring. A Talk with Mario. What's that supposed to mean? It just sounds so boring and dry, and that's exactly what this episode is. And there's no Daisy in it either, so that just makes it even worse. And there's not hardly any bloopers in it either. Yet again, Season 1 was the season that I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do the bloopers for the Christmas sitcom, and Daisy being stupid didn't really apply until, like, Season 2. Then it got really funny. Season 1, sort of, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know. This episode is just pointless. It's so boring. It's so dry, and it's episode, what, like 12, 13, so you can tell I'm really getting burned out of doing these like once a day. This is around the time that I started skipping days a lot more too, because I was so burned out. I was not enjoying myself at all, and I was not having fun doing these things once a day. And because at the time I would have much rather done Season 2 of Stuffed Animal Amazing Race over Christmas sitcom Season 1. That is the exact opposite of how 2023 went. I would have much rather done Christmas sitcom Season 4 than Stuffed Animal Amazing Race Season 3. But that's for videos for another time. Anywho, this is another pointless Christmas sitcom, and there's still more to come before we talk about the good videos. Our next Christmas sitcom is the episode Snow, Snow, Snow. That's literally what it's called. And I'm so lazy that I didn't even have an episode number. This is supposed to be number 12, but I just forgot to put it, so this was just the nothing numbered episode titled Snow, Snow, Snow. Okay, very lazily made. Yet again, this is just the episode I would never do nowadays. Yes, it snowed one day, so what did I do? Make the Christmas sitcom be in the snow. But like I said, this was around the time that I was really running out of ideas and didn't know what I wanted to do with the Christmas sitcom. So what did I do? An episode focused on snow. And man, this episode is cringe with a capital C. Not as bad as Plushies with background music, but oh man, it's so cringe. And good lord, this one, I remember it. It is so cringy. They don't do anything. They just play in the snow. It's so lazy. Man, oh man, I am so glad I don't make Christmas sitcoms once a day anymore. Instead, it's like twice a week. This episode, though, it's just a definition of the Christmas sitcom season 1, of how lazy it was. And I was just so running out of ideas. So I did an episode focused on the snow. And at the time, I actually really enjoyed this episode because I'm like, holy cow. Like, it's so cool, like, changing the scenery to the snow, and you can only do this once in a while. But as time went on, I started to discover how cringy this video actually was. Between everything in this video, good lord, it's just so cringy to watch. Yet again, I was running out of ideas, so I decided to do an episode focused on the snow, and that's about it. They don't do anything else in the episode. They just play in the snow. It's the last time that the Christmas sitcom has ever changed scenery. Well, okay, until the recent sitcom when I did the Daisy doing the Christmas Carol, but that was different. That was actually fun to make, and it's not cringy. This, on the other hand, it's the definition of, like, laziness. So at the time, I didn't mind this one, but I definitely have grown to hate it more. What sitcom do we have next? A Talk with Mario Part 2. Because, I mean, the first one was so interesting, I had to just do a second one, right? One of these times, I should just rank every single episode of Christmas sitcom ever. I think that'd be kind of interesting, kind of funny. Yeah, so it's basically like the first one, except a tad more interesting, and this time Daisy's here too. But this is one of the later episodes, and you can tell I am running out of ideas, and I'm just so ready to end the Christmas sitcom. Oh man, this poor season, it just couldn't quite. It just got so old. I was so burned out. So I did a Talk with Mario Part 2. Because, like I said, out of any of the videos, any of the Christmas sitcoms that I could have made a Part 2 of, it got to be a Talk with Mario, because that was the best one, obviously. Because that got all the views, and so did this one, too. Oh, this video, yet again, everything that I've been saying. It's cringe, it's lazy, it's filler. Oh, man. Season 1, where did you go wrong? Thank God every other Christmas sitcom was way better than this one. Okay, nothing else I have to say. Just another lazily made video. There's not even a Talk with What kind of title is that anyway? Alright, now let's move on to the better videos. So, like the worst side, I'm going to choose my favorite episode of Stuffed Animal Amazing Race Season 1. Episode 3. I don't know what it was, but something about this episode was just a lot of fun. I remember when I made Season 1, I remember enjoying this leg a lot. I don't know what it was. So the team started off in my brother's room and finished the leg in the toy room. So yeah, this is right before leg 4, the worst one in my opinion. But I don't know, there was just something about this leg that I remember enjoying a lot. And I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just because it was fun to make. Between the infinite roadblock where they have to throw the ball into the box, and then with the yield, I don't know, it was just a fun leg, and it was probably my favorite episode 3 out of the 3 seasons. Because of course, one of the things I think is probably the infinite ball minigame where they have to throw the ball into the box. Ever since that season, I've that's the only roadblock I've done because I just enjoy it so much. Um, I don't know. There's just something about this leg that was just so much fun to do. I don't know what it was. It's not too different from leg 4. You know what? It's more fun watching, I'd say, than leg 4 is. It's not quite as long either, but I don't know. It's just a fun leg. I remember enjoying this one a lot. So yeah, nothing else I have to say. So now let's move on. Now, for Season 2 of Stuffed Animal Amazing Race, if I had to choose a favorite leg, I guess it would have to go to Leg 2. Although, it's actually kind of hard, because there's actually a lot of legs from Leg 2 that I actually really enjoy. Or, there's actually a lot of legs from Season 2 that I really enjoyed. Like, Leg 2, for example. Leg 3 was good, Leg 5, Leg 6. It was a really, honestly, it was a really good season. And like I said in the ranking, the 3 seasons, it was my favorite season to do. And it probably will always be, unless if, like, Season 4 suddenly is amazing. But I'm not having any high hopes for that season at all. Anywho, there's just something about this leg that was just a lot of fun to do. Like, yes, this was the first leg that introduced the background music that I started using for every leg. But I don't know, this leg was just a lot more fun. I remember enjoying it a lot more than Season 1's leg too. And the infinite walking across the TV without falling off was a lot of fun to do. It was way more fun in this season than it was in Season 3, that is for sure. Yeah, nothing much I have to say. It's a pretty good, and the only, like, team that I just disliked in this season was basically out, aka Baby Wario and Baby Waluigi, because all the other teams I liked a lot. Yeah, nothing else I have to say. If I had to choose a favorite leg from Season 2, it'd probably be Leg 2. Not bad a lot, but it's probably my favorite. Now, just like Amazing Race, I decided to pick at least one of my favorite episodes from Christmas Sitcom, and actually, one of my favorites is probably actually the very first episode of Season 1's Christmas Sitcom. Why? Because, you know, it was actually original. It's the one that started it all. Without this episode, there would be no Christmas Sitcom. And I remember when I first started it and how much I really enjoyed it and, like, wanted to expand on it and stuff, and that this would be, like, a thing that I'd be doing for the month of November and December, mainly December, until Christmas time, where you would have the host, Fireflower Mario, along with Puppy Paws and Daisy, talking about Christmas stuff, which most of the time they don't even talk about Christmas stuff to begin with, but that's because there's only so much Christmas stuff you can actually talk about. And, I mean, I could have chose, like, one of the holidays, because this year, 2020's theme was definitely about the holidays, a bunch of holidays between Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving, like the first day, July 4th, Black Friday, like, I did a whole bunch, and my favorite was actually probably the very first episode, which was the Thanksgiving episode, I guess you can call it that. But I don't know, it's the one I look back on from 2020, and it's the one I enjoy the most. Sure, it doesn't really go too much anywhere, and it doesn't have any bloopers, but back then I didn't make any bloopers for the first episode just because I found it kind of, you know, why? And this was my first try, too, so, I mean, my first try being my favorite Christmas sitcom of 2020, okay, that's gotta be something. But, I don't know. I just like I just had fun doing the cast of Fireflower Mario, Puppy Paws, and Daisy, because you have a little bit of everything there. You have Puppy Paws being, you know, the cute one of the group. Then you have Daisy being the crazy, goofy, dumb lady, and then you have Fireflower Mario, who's just the guy in the middle. And it just makes it a fun duo, or fun trio to do, and they're a lot of fun to do, especially Daisy, because she's just she's a lot of fun to do. That's why she's in Christmas Sitcom. She's apparently a teacher. She was in Season 1 of Amazing Race. She's one of my favorite Mario characters of all time. And she's a lot of fun to do, especially in Christmas Sitcom. And that's what really took this, the whole Christmas Sitcom off. Because without one of these three, the episodes just aren't as fun. Like, for example, when we talked about some of the worst episodes of Christmas Sitcom. But this one is actually a lot of fun. This one's actually pretty good. Although, a lot of the ones from Season 1 I do find very cringy, short, filler, and lazy. But this one's probably the least of that between the other Christmas sitcoms. So in my opinion, it's probably my favorite episode from Christmas sitcom. And after this video, that's basically all of 2020. The only other thing I did was Mario Party 4 with the Mario characters, but all those videos are basically the same, so I wasn't going to choose a best and worst video from there. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next video, so peace out, everyone.